I want you to visualize your ideal self, that version of you who's living in their dream reality. Now, the good news is that quantum physics tells us that that version of you exists right now. But in order to collapse the wave of potential into particle form so that you can experience that version of you with your 3D senses, you're going to have to match that energy with your vibration. Now, this is where the problem usually comes up. How can you change how you feel inside in your vibration before there's any change or proof as to why you should feel any different? Well, in this video, I'm going to show you how you can do that. And I'm also going to share with you one thing that you can quit doing that will dramatically shift your vibration and attract a new dynamic. Now, I know this because this is exactly what I did in my own life. So many years of effort and trying and struggling and rejection and abandonment. And when I quit this one thing, my energy dramatically changed, which therefore by default attracted an entirely new dynamic, one that I actually wanted to experience, which we're going to break down in this video. So let's dive in. I want to visually show you what this looks like and why your vibration matters so much. Now realize you get a reflection in your life of who you are being, your thoughts, feelings, and actions. And in order to get a new reflection, you're going to have to be thoughts, feelings, actions, an entirely new version of yourself. So before in my romantic relationships, I had a belief that I wasn't enough. And that actually is way down here in the realm of shame. So I deeply held beliefs that I wasn't enough unless I did this or did that, or I was a certain way, and I was very people-pleasing. So my feelings, which Neville Goddard, the feeling is a secret, it is where most of the magnetism is coming in terms of your circumstances in your life. Since my feeling was down here, my state of being was a very low vibration, I could only experience situations, people, and circumstances that were in this realm. If something up here came up, it actually energetically would be repelled by me, or I wouldn't actually be able to perceive of it with my senses, meaning there could have been an emotionally available person, but subconsciously it would block out from my conscious awareness, and I'd keep finding more of what is familiar. Now, you might be able to perceive of it, but maybe just like if you've ever gotten a compliment and someone's like, "Oh, wow, you look great today," and you're like, "No, I don't, I'm fine, I'm not even, what's wrong with that? I'm fine, nothing's going on here." Because you don't see yourself that way, and so you want to reject or push away because a compliment might actually push on this wound that you don't feel enough. So in order to be able to experience the love, the money, the abundance, wherever that dream experience is for you, you will have to shift your energy so you can literally start to see it with your eyes. You don't see your reality right now with your eyes. You see your reality through your mind. And your mind is a construct of every experience you've ever been through and the meanings and stories as to why those things happened. And that's created your self-concept, as Neville Goddard would say. And until you're aware of who you're telling yourself you are and let that energy go, you won't be able to rise up to this version of you and therefore see that reality. Now, for me, these lower level vibration experiences played out heavily in romantic relationships. And no matter what I did, no matter how hard I tried, I kept attracting emotionally unavailable people, people who were unsure if they wanted to be with me, very hot and cold behavior. My belief was I am not enough. And so I was attracting people and circumstances that were reflecting back to me my own original feeling of myself, my own original belief. And realize you have a belief, it's not because it's true. A belief is a really, really strong opinion because when you were younger, you had an experience that's really valid and you put a meaning as to why that happened or a reason as to why somebody treated you that way or you didn't get what you needed. Because you didn't look back to re-reason on it, it continues to tell the story of who you are. And that is essentially a gigantic magnet. Let's pretend this looks like a magnet. And just like Neville Goddard said that the feeling is the secret, that's where you're bringing in these experiences. They're not your fault. You're not a bad person, but you're unaware of this. And so if you're like anything like me, what I thought is, no, if I can get this person to tell me I'm enough or show me that I'm worth something, then I'll feel better. So I was so addicted to their opinions, their treatment, their ideas about me above myself. I was so blinded for this energy. I thought that would make me feel better. But what I did not see is the cost of chasing this external validation because I had a low view of myself, and I was hoping they could basically make me feel better about my own belief, which no one outside of you will ever be able to change your belief unless you do it. If you're enjoying this video and getting value, I know you're going to love my Inner Circle, which is my newsletter. I share way more tips, insights, and personal stories that I know will benefit your life and help you take this from an idea into the systematic form so it can change your life. And soon I'm going to be sending out some powerful things to my newsletter, so I highly encourage you to check it out in the description. Click the link, sign up, and I'll see you inside. So because I was so addicted to that external validation, I totally missed and misunderstood my energetic exchange. I was so focused on them that I actually was energetically abandoning myself. So when I look back on my relationships and I found people who were emotionally unavailable, that's who I was to myself, because energetically, I wasn't even here. Everything was about them. So what you first got to understand is why your vibration is so low. Why are you believing these things? And start to recognize, oh, the behavior is I'm searching outside myself rather than taking this energy and looking, what idea? Why do I think that I'm not worthy? What experience happened? What opinions, judgments, or expectations did people put on me at a young age? And then I put a meaning as to why that happened, a reason as to why that happened. And my brain actually couldn't process that at the time, and I'm still holding that to be true. And a belief is not objectively universally true. It's a really strong opinion, and it was a perspective you had with an undeveloped mind. And if you don't go back with your adult mind, it will literally run your life, and you'll call it fate, or you'll think that's who I am. I better go and chase after these little kind of crumbs that people will give me. At least I can get that. But what changed everything for me, because this only made me feel worse, and this made me actually have lower vibration, right? Because then you're feeling shame, you're just feeling terrible. So what I first had to do is just say, okay, that I was actually abandoning myself because I made the other person, the thing outside of me, maybe it's money, maybe it's a career, I made that more important than myself, my own view, my own value of myself. So the one thing I quit was self-abandonment. And it might not seem that big of a deal, but learning what self-abandonment was in my energy and breaking the pattern is what allowed me to go from emotionally unavailable people, emotionally wishy-washy, to a loving, safe, secure relationship with somebody who's emotionally stable and open and who brings so much added value to my life, who is literally beyond anyone I could have dreamed of when I was in this situation. But it was first by valuing myself. So the biggest thing here is how you can start to even understand if you're emotionally abandoning yourself. The two huge things. If you fear like you're going to be abandoned, someone's going to leave you, somebody's not interested anymore, and you start to get really anxious, you start to compare yourself. So that's one group of people. The other group of people is going to be very suspicious, very distrusting. Now, obviously, there are healthy ways that you could be a little anxious, or you might be a bit distrusting, and that is okay. But we're talking about specifically when it comes to your need getting met, connection, you being able to be seen by somebody, and those things come up. Maybe somebody starts to get close, and you're like, I don't know about this person. They're not that great. Okay, bye. And if you're in my camp, which is, oh my gosh, this person's gonna leave, I gotta do something, I gotta win them over, I gotta prove that I'm worth love. So no matter what camp you're in, both of those people are self-abandoning. They're not being true. I wasn't being true to what I really needed. I would say yes to other people when it was a no to me so that the other person would stay with me. So for me, it was starting to learn the pattern. Okay, I'm starting to get anxious here. Oh, I'm starting to compare myself. Okay, I've got to come back to myself, because what completely shifted my vibration, completely changed it, was learning when this was happening and then to pull back my energy so that I can be with myself. At the time, I thought, oh great, okay, I'm gonna be with myself and then I'll never have any sort of romantic partner because I'm all over here whole and complete and I have to go live on a mountain by myself. No. If I guarantee that the connection you're looking for is only possible if you emotionally stay with yourself, because then you actually have a vessel to receive and connect with somebody. If you're ghosting yourself, you can't connect with anyone. You're not even connected to yourself. So learning how to stop self-abandonment is actually your first step in order to actually receive the connection you're looking for. And again, this could also be with money. It can be with anything. So awareness of the dynamic. Okay, I'm starting to get suspicious. I'm starting to really, I got to check in with my body. I got to get out of my head and start checking in with my body. What is the story I'm telling? That if I don't go say yes, if I don't go and get them to text me, I'm not okay. Okay, nope, I got to stay with me. I am okay. I've got to learn to break this pattern from some sort of dynamic that happened in the past. When you were a kid, you could not take care of yourself. You needed somebody outside of you to stay connected, to nurture you, whatever. You couldn't keep yourself safe. And now, as an adult with a fully functioning, fully developed mind, you can break this cycle. Awareness is the first step. The second step is to stay in your heart. Breathe through your heart. Literally, like imagine like Iron Man, there's a big intake here, and you're going to breathe through your heart. What this does, it helps you to create coherence between your brain and your heart. Your heart actually has more connections going to your brain than your brain does your heart, meaning your heart is a lot more powerful than your brain. And when you start to regulate it, you actually start to calm your nervous system, staying in your body where you can make a better choice in that moment. And it's not one from fear, because over and over and over, I was responding from fear. If I don't do this, if they don't stay, something really bad's going to happen. And I had to get out of that delusion and illusion, learning how to recognize it, anxiety, suspicion, distrust, and comparison. That is literally, if it's specifically around your needs not being met and you're fearing you won't get that connection, that is self-abandonment, and learning how to break out of it. Nope, I'm okay. Okay, how can I take this energy and invest it into me? What do I need right now? How can I regulate my nervous system? How can I allow myself to stay connected to me? And maybe you reach out to a friend. Maybe you go for a walk, which is going to help compete with your amygdala, which is going to reduce the idea that you're in a threat. There are so many different things, and I guarantee when you learn how to break the pattern of self-abandonment, you will dramatically change and shift your vibration, which is going to allow you to start perceiving of opportunities that are in that vision that we talked about that you had in your mind at the beginning of this video. This will change your life. It changed my life completely. Don't forget to check the link below to join my inner circle. You're not going to want to miss the fun and special things I'm going to be sending your way shortly, so join below.